One of the most liberating principles of Stoic philosophy is learning to let go of what others think about you. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his timeless work, Meditations, we must focus solely on what is within our control. He writes that, unless the opinions or actions of others directly affect the common good, they are not worth our attention. When we obsess over external judgments, we lose sight of what truly matters: our thoughts, our actions, and our inner state, the only things we truly govern. This insight forms the cornerstone of Stoic practice. The Stoics teach us to differentiate between what we can, and cannot, control. External factors, such as the opinions of others, are beyond our influence. However, how we respond to those opinions is entirely within our power. By redirecting our focus inward, we reclaim energy and clarity that would otherwise be wasted on things we cannot change. Marcus Aurelius, as Emperor of Rome, faced immense scrutiny. He had critics, admirers, and those whose approval he yearned for. Yet, he wrote, "Tranquility comes when you stop caring about what others say or think, and care only about what you do, say, and think." This practice of detachment doesn't mean apathy, it means choosing what deserves your energy and attention. In today's world of constant comparison, this lesson resonates more than ever. Social media platforms present a curated highlight reel of others' lives, showcasing achievements, possessions, and experiences that can leave us questioning our worth or progress. Workplace dynamics often amplify this sense of competition, as promotions, recognition, and salary discussions can fuel feelings of inadequacy. Even within friendships or family circles, subtle comparisons can arise, leading to unnecessary self-doubt. The Stoics, however, provide timeless wisdom that offers a remedy to this pervasive issue. Comparison not only breeds envy but also erodes inner peace and satisfaction. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized that true happiness does not come from external validation or from measuring ourselves against others. Instead, it lies in aligning our sense of worth with our own actions, words, and principles. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, he advised. This perspective invites us to focus inward, grounding our happiness in self-mastery rather than external benchmarks. The Stoic concept of euthymia, tranquility of the soul, perfectly encapsulates this idea. It describes a state of serene contentment that arises when we follow our own unique path, undistracted by the achievements, possessions, or opinions of others. Seneca, another influential Stoic thinker, eloquently captured the essence of euthymia, knowing what you want in life and steering clear of the chaos of endless comparisons. He recognized that the more we focus on others, the further we drift from our true selves and the life we wish to lead. To cultivate euthymia, the Stoics suggest practicing three core principles: discipline, clarity, and focus. Discipline involves resisting the urge to compare, understanding that such habits are not only unproductive but also damaging to our sense of fulfillment. Clarity requires us to define our values, goals, and priorities clearly, knowing what truly matters to us and staying committed to those principles. Focus, meanwhile, demands that we direct our attention to what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, while letting go of external distractions that do not align with our chosen path. Achieving euthymia also involves mindfulness and gratitude. By appreciating what we have and who we are, we can break free from the endless cycle of keeping up with others. Modern tools like journaling, meditation, and moments of self-reflection can help us regularly reconnect with our values and inner strength. Ultimately, the Stoic wisdom teaches us that a meaningful life is not about competing with others or chasing societal definitions of success. It is about living authentically, embracing our individuality, and finding peace in the journey we carve for ourselves. In a world filled with noise, the power lies in silence, not the silence of inactivity, but the silence of being deeply connected to our purpose, unshaken by the distractions of comparison. The philosophy of Stoicism reveals a timeless truth: distractions are among the greatest obstacles to realizing our potential. In today's fast-paced world, filled with countless demands on our attention, this lesson is more relevant than ever. From constant notifications to the endless pursuit of external validation, distractions come in many forms and threaten to derail us from achieving our goals. The Stoics remind us that focus is not just a tool for productivity, it is a virtue essential to both inner peace and meaningful accomplishment. Take the corporate world as an example. Leaders who get swept up in fleeting trends often lose sight of their core mission, squandering resources and credibility in the process. These distractions can dilute an organization's vision and undermine its ability to deliver long-term value. On a personal level, distractions can take the form of procrastination, comparison, or even the fear of failure, each one pulling us further from our intended path. The story of Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, offers a profound lesson in overcoming these challenges. Early in his journey, Zeno was guided by his mentor, Crates, who sought to teach him the importance of inner composure over external appearances. Crates once handed Zeno a pot of soup and instructed him to carry it across town. Zeno, anxious to avoid public humiliation, took back roads in an attempt to remain unnoticed. Seeing this, Crates intentionally spilled the soup in front of others, forcing Zeno to confront the very embarrassment he sought to avoid. The lesson was clear: public opinion and fleeting moments of shame hold no real power. What truly matters is maintaining inner focus and composure. This discipline of focus is not just vital for personal serenity but also for professional success. Staying true to your path requires unwavering commitment to your principles, even in the face of enticing distractions or external pressures. For example, consider an entrepreneur building a business. The allure of short-term gains might tempt them to deviate from their core values, yet the long-term sustainability of their vision depends on staying aligned with their foundational mission. Focus, in the Stoic sense, is not simply about shutting out distractions, it is about cultivating clarity of purpose. This clarity enables us to differentiate between what is essential and what is noise. Marcus Aurelius emphasized this in his Meditations, urging readers to ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? By consistently questioning the relevance of our actions, we can sharpen our focus and redirect our energy toward what truly matters. To harness the power of focus, the Stoics advocate for deliberate practices. Mindfulness, regular reflection helps identify distractions and refocus on priorities. Journaling, a Stoic habit, is a powerful tool for this purpose. Prioritization, recognizing what is within our control, allows us to allocate our energy wisely. Resilience, building inner strength against the opinions and judgments of others, ensures that we remain steadfast in our goals, regardless of external pressures. Modern life offers countless distractions that can pull us away from our objectives, from social media scrolling to multitasking that fragments our attention. By adopting Stoic principles, we can train ourselves to resist these temptations and cultivate laser-sharp focus. The story of Zeno reminds us that true composure is born from within, not dictated by external circumstances. Embarrassment, public opinion, and even failure are transient, they fade as quickly as they arise. What endures is our ability to remain grounded and committed to our path. In this lies the true power of focus, the ability to align our thoughts and actions with our values and goals, undisturbed by the chaos around us. Focus is not just a strategy for success, it is a way of life, a discipline that liberates us from the tyranny of distractions and empowers us to reach our fullest potential. Joan Didion once remarked that, self-respect frees us from the expectations of others, and gives us back to ourselves. This poignant observation aligns seamlessly with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, self-discipline, and inner strength as the cornerstones of a meaningful life. The Stoics understood that true respect begins not with others, but within ourselves. By nurturing self-respect, we liberate ourselves from the chains of external validation, finding freedom in authenticity and integrity. At the heart of self-respect lies the practice of holding oneself to high standards. This is not about perfectionism or unrealistic ideals but about living in alignment with our values and principles. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, urged his students to focus on cultivating their inner virtues, qualities like kindness, courage, and wisdom. These virtues, he argued, are the true measures of a person's worth, far outweighing the transient praise or criticism of others. Marcus Aurelius echoed this sentiment with a sharp observation: we love ourselves more than anyone else, yet we value their opinions more than our own. This is madness. In this concise yet profound statement, he highlights a paradox that many of us face daily. While we instinctively prioritize our well-being, we often allow external judgments to dictate our sense of self-worth. This madness, as Marcus described it, underscores how easily we become enslaved to the opinions of others, neglecting the more enduring and reliable foundation of our own principles. The Stoics encourage us to redirect our focus from external validation to internal mastery. True self-respect is not earned through accolades, social approval, or the validation of others. It emerges from living in accordance with our own values and being accountable to the standards we set for ourselves. It is a quiet confidence that persists regardless of external noise, grounded in the knowledge that we are acting with integrity. Self-awareness is the first step on this path. It involves a deep understanding of our strengths, weaknesses, and values. By recognizing what truly matters to us, we can begin to measure our actions against our own benchmarks, rather than the ever-changing expectations of society. Self-discipline follows as the practice of consistently aligning our actions with these values, even when faced with temptations or distractions. The pursuit of self-respect is not always easy. In a world where social media and public recognition often serve as false proxies for success, it can be tempting to chase fleeting approval. But the Stoics remind us that this approval is ephemeral, often granted by people who may not even share our values. Epictetus encouraged his students to seek not the approval of others, but their own improvement, recognizing that self-respect is a journey of continuous growth rather than a destination. Practically, cultivating self-respect involves several key habits. Daily reflection, taking time to assess whether our actions align with our values, helps reinforce accountability and self-awareness. Setting boundaries, respecting ourselves includes saying no to situations or people that compromise our principles. Focusing on virtues, by prioritizing traits like honesty, courage, and kindness, we create a foundation for lasting confidence. In moments of doubt, the wisdom of the Stoics can serve as a compass. Self-respect is not about being perfect or immune to mistakes but about how we choose to respond to them. When we falter, we can recalibrate, learning from our missteps while remaining committed to our values. This resilience not only strengthens our self-respect, but also inspires those around us to pursue their own paths with integrity. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to self-respect is about reclaiming our power. It frees us from the exhausting cycle of seeking approval and allows us to live authentically, guided by the inner compass of our principles. In the words of Joan Didion, it gives us back to ourselves a gift that is both liberating and empowering. Detaching from the opinions of others does not mean retreating into isolation or disregarding the value of relationships. On the contrary, it is about developing emotional resilience and independence, allowing us to engage with the world authentically, without being swayed by every judgment or critique. This balance is central to the Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to maintain our inner equilibrium while navigating the complexities of human interactions. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, often reflected deeply on the nature of his critics. He approached criticism with curiosity rather than defensiveness, seeking to understand the motivations and limitations of those who judged him. Consider the soul of the person who criticizes you. Are they wise? Are they virtuous? If not, why do their words hold any weight? He wrote in his Meditations. This practice of perspective-taking helps us assess criticism with clarity. By recognizing the flaws, biases, or ignorance of the source, we can prevent overreaction and maintain our inner peace. Criticism, when viewed through a Stoic lens, is a reflection of the critic rather than the criticized. For example, someone's harsh words may stem from their own insecurities or misunderstandings rather than a genuine insight into your character or actions. Understanding this allows us to detach emotionally from unwarranted negativity, focusing instead on constructive feedback that aligns with our values and goals. This does not mean ignoring all feedback but learning to discern what is useful from what is irrelevant. Equally important in Stoic thought is the concept of letting go of posthumous fame, the desire to be remembered or celebrated after death. Marcus Aurelius observed that future generations would likely be as flawed, forgetful, and misguided as the present one. Fame in a world like this is worthless, he reflected, pointing to the futility of seeking eternal recognition. This wisdom is a reminder to ground our efforts in the present moment, striving to live virtuously not for accolades but for the inherent value of living a life of purpose and integrity. The obsession with external validation, whether in the form of immediate approval or lasting legacy, can be a significant distraction from meaningful living. It diverts our energy toward things beyond our control, leaving us vulnerable to disappointment and regret. The Stoics advise us instead to focus on what we can control, our actions, our choices, and our commitment to virtue. Fame and recognition, fleeting as they are, should never become the foundation of our self-worth. To embody this detachment, the Stoics encourage us to cultivate several habits. Reflection on criticism. When facing judgment, pause to consider its source. Is the critic coming from a place of wisdom or ignorance? This simple practice can transform how we perceive and respond to feedback. Living in the present, redirect energy from chasing approval, whether in the now or in the distant future, and focus on living with integrity in the present moment. Embracing inner values, anchor your sense of worth in virtues like honesty, courage, and kindness rather than the opinions or recognition of others. Detachment from opinions also fosters deeper, healthier relationships. By not being overly affected by external judgments, we can engage with others authentically, free from the need to please or impress. This independence strengthens connections, as it removes the weight of unrealistic expectations from our interactions. Moreover, the Stoics remind us that true legacy lies not in how others remember us but in the impact of our virtues and actions. A life lived with integrity, kindness, and courage radiates a quiet influence that often surpasses the ephemeral nature of fame. Ultimately, the art of detachment is not about rejecting the world but about freeing ourselves from its hold on our emotions. It is a practice of inner mastery, enabling us to navigate life with grace, resilience, and purpose. As Marcus Aurelius teaches, when we focus on living a virtuous life for its own sake, we reclaim our energy, our peace, and our authenticity. The wisdom of the Stoics offers a roadmap to navigate life with clarity, resilience, and purpose. These timeless practices, though simple in concept, are transformative when consistently applied. They empower us to question assumptions, align our actions with our values, and cultivate a mindset that embraces challenges as opportunities for growth. Let's explore these principles in greater depth. Examine assumptions, cultivating clarity of thought. Epictetus urged his students to question every impression or assumption before reacting to it. This practice serves as a mental filter, preventing us from being led astray by false beliefs or emotional impulses. By asking yourself questions like, is this true? Why do I believe this? What evidence supports it? You create a moment of pause that allows for a more thoughtful response. In today's world of rapid information and constant stimuli, this habit is especially valuable. How often do we jump to conclusions based on incomplete information or misinterpret others' intentions? Examining assumptions not only sharpens critical thinking but also fosters better communication and decision-making. This practice helps us separate facts from emotions, guiding us to act with wisdom rather than react impulsively. Define your path, anchoring yourself in values. Clarity about what truly matters is the foundation of a purposeful life. Writing down your values and goals is a powerful exercise in self-awareness. Ask yourself, what are my core principles? What do I stand for? What legacy do I want to leave behind? These reflections provide a compass that directs your actions and decisions, helping you avoid distractions and cultivate euthymia, a state of tranquility that arises when you stay true to your path. When you align your actions with your values, you create a sense of inner harmony that is immune to external chaos. This practice also fosters resilience, as you are less likely to be swayed by trends, criticism, or societal pressures. Your path becomes a reflection of your authentic self, not a response to external expectations. Practice voluntary discomfort, building resilience. The Stoics believed in preparing themselves for adversity by deliberately stepping out of their comfort zones. This practice, known as voluntary discomfort, might involve fasting, exposing yourself to constructive criticism, or embracing situations that challenge your sense of security. Why is this important? By experiencing controlled discomfort, you build mental and emotional resilience. You learn to face hardship without fear, realizing that you are capable of enduring and even thriving in difficult circumstances. This practice also cultivates gratitude, as it reminds you of the privileges and comforts you often take for granted. In a modern context, voluntary discomfort might mean taking on a challenging project, practicing public speaking, or living without certain conveniences for a period. Each act strengthens your ability to adapt and grow, making you better equipped to handle life's inevitable uncertainties. Focus on process, not outcome, embracing the journey. Seneca wisely observed, "Fortune can take away what you achieve, but it cannot take away who you become." This Stoic principle encourages us to concentrate on the effort we put into our work, rather than obsessing over the results. When you focus on the process, you free yourself from the anxiety of outcomes that are often beyond your control. This mindset allows you to find fulfillment in the act of striving, learning, and improving. Whether you succeed or fail, the virtues you cultivate, patience, discipline, perseverance, become lasting assets that enrich your character. In practice, this might mean prioritizing skill development over accolades, or valuing personal growth over external rewards. By shifting your focus to the process, you gain a sense of purpose and satisfaction that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Reflect daily, continuous growth through self-assessment. The Stoics valued daily reflection as a cornerstone of personal development. At the end of each day, take a moment to review your actions. Ask yourself, did I act in line with my values? Did I give my best effort? What can I improve tomorrow? This habit not only reinforces accountability but also creates a space for gratitude and learning. By acknowledging your successes and identifying areas for improvement, you foster a mindset of continuous growth. Reflection transforms mistakes into lessons and helps you approach each new day with clarity and purpose. Modern tools like journaling or mindfulness practices can enhance this process, making it easier to track your progress and stay aligned with your goals. Over time, daily reflection becomes a ritual that grounds you, offering both perspective and motivation. Living the Stoic way. These Stoic practices, examining assumptions, defining your path, embracing voluntary discomfort, focusing on the process, and reflecting daily, form a powerful framework for a grounded and purposeful life. Together, they cultivate resilience, clarity, and inner peace, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence. By integrating these habits into your routine, you not only become more aligned with your values but also discover the profound joy of living authentically. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control external events, we have full authority over our thoughts, actions, and character. In this lies true freedom, and the key to a life well lived. Conclusion: a life of inner freedom. The Stoic art of not caring what others think is far from an act of indifference. It is a conscious decision to prioritize your inner peace and purpose above all else. This practice is not about shutting out the world but about navigating it with clarity and resilience. By focusing on what is within your control, rejecting unnecessary comparisons, and grounding yourself in a foundation of self-respect, you free yourself from the weight of external judgments and distractions. True freedom lies in this detachment. It allows you to engage authentically with others while remaining unwavering in your values and direction. You become less reactive and more deliberate, choosing your responses with wisdom rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions or opinions. As Marcus Aurelius so wisely observed, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This truth underscores the essence of Stoicism. Your inner world is your greatest asset, and nurturing it is the key to lasting fulfillment. Stay true to your unique path. Let your values guide your actions, your thoughts shape your happiness, and the opinions of others fade into the background noise where they belong. In this way, you cultivate a life not only of tranquility but of profound freedom, a life lived on your terms, anchored by your purpose and resilience.